Alright, let us talk a bit more about Cyberpunk, and this time it's not gonna be about genders or anything like that. Instead, I'd like to address something that I've seen popping up on my videos and on Discord. It's the concern that some people have about Cyberpunk being graphically downgraded. That is of course in the most recent gameplay reveal they did, you know, the one that was followed up by a developer interview of sorts.
We know that it's pretty up place.
So I thought I should have another look at it and see if that's the case, because initially when I watched it, the gameplay didn't really seem better or worse than what we saw last year. And indeed, when I put them side by side, I can't really tell much of a difference. It's true that there's YouTube's compression, and yet again in the processing of this video, so perhaps if there is a big difference it may not be obvious in the examples you're watching, but I can't really do anything better. Also, it's worth noting that the 2018 footage was recorded on a fairly beastly PC. While I don't really know anything about the new one, I'd assume the same, but I'm not sure. Anyway, what I think is more important to clear up is this. When you compare the new footage to the 48 minutes of gameplay from last year, you only have to look at what I would call the gameplay sections. And this is pretty much all there is in the new video. While the old one had a lot of cutscenes, well, relatively speaking at least. What I call cutscenes is all the footage that is not shown from a first-person perspective. You know, V coming in and out of the elevator.
A girl whose locator implant went dark.
Almost clear. Go!
I got the eddies for new wheels now. Eyeing something real fine, too. How about you, Ina? Probably blow it all on booze in 3 days.
Talking about somebody else, Jack. You cleaner than a cunt at a combat.
Waking up and walking around her room and so on. It's clear that these sections are using their own dedicated lighting and animation, and perhaps even higher resolution textures. In short, they look and sound more cinematic and prettier, if you will, than the first-person gameplay. And as I said, the newly released footage is almost exclusively first-person gameplay, so it would be unfair to compare it to the cutscenes we saw last year. And of course, it would be even less fair to compare it to the cinematic trailer, because that's a totally different thing, and it's not at all representative of the real game. So yeah, I'm really interested to see how the game looks and performs, especially. You know, it's coming at a curious time, with the next generation of consoles on the horizon, coming just shy of half a year after the release of the game. Meanwhile, it should also be able to run decently on the vanilla Xbox One and the PS4. So I hope they optimize it properly. And by the way, CD Projekt Red have actually made some encouraging comments on the matter. They've said that they're using some kind of advanced technology behind the graphics engine, which will allow the game to scale up with the next generation of consoles, as well as the up-and-coming PC hardware. To give you a quote, "Technology-wise, Cyberpunk is very advanced. Our tech is ready to interface with future generations," meaning consoles in this case, and also, the game is developed in such a way that it can use very powerful future equipment. Now, whether that's true or it's just marketing talk, who knows? I suppose we'll have to wait and see. Needless to say, I have very high hopes for the game, and I will be upgrading my PC before it comes out. I badly need it, to be honest, but ultimately I think we all know that while the graphics are important, they are not gonna be that which determines the success of the game. Alright, I think I've said enough. I hope this video wasn't completely pointless. I'm planning another one sometime soon about whether or not it's good that they've decided to remove, or rather not implement, third-person interactive cutscenes, and instead all the choices will be made from first person in what I call the gameplay sections. So yeah, that's it. If you're still watching, thank you very much for doing so, and until the next video, stay tuned and be good.